3, 2, 1. Human Genome Sciences is going to probably be halted all day tomorrow. And what we're looking at here is 10 million shares, 10.2 million. We're watching that money flow ticking, and we got exactly 22 minutes to the closing bell. MMT. And basically they're going to go up for that lupus program, and we want to see people get new medicines that come to market and get new treatments for those illnesses. That's why we're such behind it. That's why we're behind it, because that's what they're doing. They're actually trying to help. And we're watching the volume. We're watching we've documented well, and we are watching it. We will go over after the closing bell. We'll go over with all the option contracts. Here it is, 50. It just made another high of 60 cents. What we will be doing is that there's 21 minutes to the close. I will put it on pause for the MMTs, and I will go back into the live trading room with the MMT, and then we'll talk more about it. Here we go. HDSI, 10.9 million shares traded. We have exactly 10 minutes going into the closing bell. The chances of the stock being halted tomorrow morning for the day based on the FDA announcement for the lupus patients of America, and the first lupus cure in 50 years is what we're praying, that the people finally, after 5 decades, can get some relief in their illness, and that we can pioneer the cures that have lacked in this country, in the United States, on that horrible drug, lupus. All right, MMTs. We got 8 minutes going into that final closing hour. The stock could be very well halted tomorrow, as I've said throughout the day. We got $7.8 million in actual money flow. We've got 11.069 million shares traded. 80 cents, 85 cents is the high. We're going to record this one right down to the wire. Then after this one's over, then we're going to go through all of the calls and put side of the market based on where that money was and where that money's going in. And we're seeing, are we going to see a huge, are we going to see big volume coming in the close? We're going to see that commitment. Are we going to hit 11.5 million? Here we go. We're at 72 by 73 pennies off that 85-cent high. 7.1 million. I'll update everyone in the last minute. Not only that, we're going to be watching down to the wire is all the big block shares that were accumulated today. And we follow, there's 66,000, 25,000, 24,000, 136,000, and twice, same guy buying 86,000, 82,000. These are the big block shares.
Indexes are breaking down hard and fast.
And the rest of the stock market is breaking down, going into that closing bell in an options expiration. And there is the human genome.
And the dollar is
spiking. We're going to see if there's any more volume, and the dollar's going higher. We're right at the high of the day, 85 cents. Are we going to take that out? 8.1 million, 11.3 million here. 8.1 million in money flow, running ahead of the name. Are we going to see a pop above that 85? Yes or no? Whoa, at 12,000 share late print came in. They're all buying up 1,000 shares. Look at all that mustard. There it is. 84s are coming up. I got an 83. I got an 85 on the high. I'm up 2.23. Let's keep that money flow working. We're at 11.4. There it is. 85's just coming back up to the high. And we're live right here and now. There's 85. Are they going to take it out? Do I see anything higher? Do I see? I seen an 86. There it was. Made another high by a penny. But they always say every penny high brings new highs. Every penny high. I'm at 11. I'm almost at 11.5 million. There it is right now. We're going down to the wire. I've got 3 minutes until this tape is done. I've got an 86 high. I've seen a series of higher highs all day in that human genome. Look at that money flow. There's that 11.5 million that Ken Flagg was talking about with an 86 print. Can they take out the 86? Ken Flagg. Ken Flag.
87
made
printed.
another high. Like I said, a penny, another high by a penny brings more highs. Here we are. We're going into the 2-minute mark. Let's see if people believe in the lupus cure. That human genome is going up for review tomorrow by the FDA advisory panel. Not the full FDA, that's December 9th. But we're going to look and see if lupus is treatable, and that it is. And that people don't have to suffer nearly as much as they've had over the last 50 years. This is the wonderful thing about human genome sciences. They're taking their application up before the review board. That's what we're going into at $9.2 million. We're going to watch. We've got exactly 1 minute to the closing bell, and we have it live here and now. 11.5 million shares. We're going to break that penny high. Ken Flag, MMT Flag. He's saying, Mario, it's going to break it. Yep, another penny high. Another penny high brings a penny high. Another penny high.
89.
Look at, there it is.
99.
Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Flag,
100%.
yep. Yep, 89's printed.
There it
It's
goes.
not printing
Here
over
comes
here
the
in my tape.
volume.
There comes that
We're
volume,
going into the
11.7 million.
15
I'm down to the
seconds
last
left on the bell.
pennies.
90 pennies.
That's it.
90
That's
pennies on the high.
Come
It's
on,
not
300,000 more,
even
250,000 more.
Look at that.
Look at that
It's not
shit.
even calculating in 90
That
pennies.
volume. That's
Another
150,000,
150,000 shares in the last
Come on,
minute
oh,
on the tape.
30,000 just went
Look
off.
at that. 30.
There it is.
Here we go. That's the closing bell. 93 pennies. There's another big volume count. 29,000 shares.
10 million
Look at
flow.
the big volume count settling up that tape right here at 1 o'clock. 1,600.
Positive 10 million
1,600 came in
money
there.
flow.
$10 million went into it at 11.8 million shares. Ken Flag. All right, we're going to conclude this one going into the closing bell. These were some big late day purchases that were coming in on the tape. This here, you got a great view of it, MMTs. It's all right here. Now, all we have to do is wait for tomorrow and if they halt the stock or not. Okay, and we got to 93 cents on the high.
All shares, all puts for January, all calls for January, all calls for April, all calls for January 2012.
Stromboning on HCSI just hit 80.